Hey guys, welcome to my channel once again. Please like, share, and also subscribe to my channel. Please also tell a friend to get some help with other works as well. You can search through my videos, you'll find other poems as well. Right, today we're going to be looking at Rondom. It's a song written by Dawie the Jager. Let's just run quickly through the stanzas. This poem has 3 stanzas, 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll run through the stanzas and we'll run through the lines and just explain quickly. I'm going to try and make it as quick as possible, so you have to chow your data. Right? First line he says, ek wil my tyd vat hierdie keer. Second line, ek moet my tyd vat hierdie keer. Let me just read the whole thing through and then we'll take it from there. Ek wil my tyd vat hierdie keer. Ek moet my tyd vat hierdie keer. Want die haastigheid in my het my al veel keer ondergekry. My ondergekry. Ek wil my tyd vat hierdie keer. Ek moet my tyd vat hierdie keer. Ek sien die blou in jou deur die bietjie in jou oë. Ek weet daar is dinge wat jou ook nog pla, dinge wat jou terughou. Kom wys my wie jy is en wie jy graag wil wees. Kom wees net jy, kom wees net jy. As jy wil tyd vat hierdie keer, kom vat 'n rukkie hier by my. As jy tyd wil vat, kom wees hier rondom my. Kom wees hier rondom my, net as jy wil, net as jy wil. Right, so here in the first stanza, in the first line, he says, ek wil my tyd vat hierdie keer. Now he says, I want to take my time, right? So this then brings us to believing that something went wrong. And in this line, line 3, van die haastigheid in my, so which means something went wrong the first attempt. And then in line 3 it says van die haastigheid in my. So he was a bit too hasty, right, on something. So let's just see. Ek wil my tyd vat hierdie keer. Ek moet my tyd vat hierdie keer. So in the first line, he says that he needs to take his time. He wants to take his time. And in the second one, he says he must take his time, right? So every time when we are too hasty in doing things, sometimes we make mistakes and then we start regretting. So these 3 lines, or the first stanza, is more to do with regret on his hastiness or his reactions to things, right? So this song is, how can I say, this song is for a lady, right? So it means that somewhere along the line, these two, they were in a relationship and he decided to write this letter. So he says that he made a mistake and this time he wants to take his time, right? This time he must take his time because he doesn't want to lose this person, right? Then he says, want die haastigheid in my het my al veel keer ondergekry. This would then mean that this has happened to him before. And now because it's happened again, and he knows where the problem is, he wants to fix it so that it doesn't happen to him again. He says, too many times it actually won him over, or it beat him, right? Ondergekry, he repeats. This is repetition, and when he repeats, he wants to emphasize that something has beaten him, right? And he doesn't want this to happen again. Right, ek wil my tyd vat hierdie keer, ek moet my tyd vat hierdie keer. Again, emphasis on line 1 and 2 and 7 and 8. This is also called the refrain. The refrain here helps us with emphasis on his regret, with emphasis on his reminder that he doesn't want to make the same mistake, right? Ek sien die blou in jou deur die bietjie in jou oë. Ek weet daar is dinge wat jou ook nog pla. Now he says, ek sien die blou in jou. Now, ek sien die blou in jou. It's not possible for us as human beings to see into someone or even see that color blue inside of a person. If we open our mouths, we will see pink. But in this case, he says, ek sien die blou in jou, deur die bietjie in jou oë. Now we know that the eye is the window to the soul. So he can actually, this would mean that he sees this lady on a regular basis, and because he sees her on a regular basis, he can also see that just the same as he's feeling with regret, he can also see the regret in her eyes. Right? Then he says, ek weet daar is dinge wat jou ook nog pla. So he's singing in the song, he's singing that he knows that he's not the only one that seemed to have made a mistake. So this relationship actually came to an end, but then because of his hastiness, he felt guilty in leaving and in losing the girl. So now he says that he can also see in her eyes that there's also some things that is still bothering her, right? Things that is holding her back. Dinge wat jou terughou, things that is holding her back, possibly holding her back from coming back to him. Kom wys my wie jy is en wie jy graag wil wees. Kom wees net jy, kom wees net jy. Right, so here he says, kom wys my wie jy is. So when he says, kom wys my wie jy is, it means that this person knows this lady, the writer knows this lady, and he knows the type of person she is. And possibly because of friends or situations, she might have pretended to be someone else. So he says, kom wys my wie jy is. So maybe she pretended to be someone else or fit into a specific group like we normally do. We have to fit into into our friendship groups, and we have to adapt to what they do, and then therefore losing ourselves. Right? Then he says, kom wees net jy, kom wees net jy. He's allowing her to come back, and she has that option just to be her natural self, the person that he knows, the person that he understands. As jy wil tyd vat hierdie keer, kom vat 'n rukkie hier by my. Then he says, as jy wil tyd vat hierdie keer. Here in the first line he speaks about time, and then in the second line he says, kom vat 'n rukkie hier by my. Die woord rukkie, it means a small while, a very short time, and the word tyd is more long term. So he says if she wants to be in a relationship for a longer time or a long term, then she should just take a small amount of time just to be around him. Kom wees net 'n rukkie hier by my. Kom vat net 'n rukkie hier by my. Just to be around him, just to learn who he is, study who he is and the person that he is. Right? As jy tyd wil vat, then again, as jy tyd wil vat, there is a repetition if she wants to be in a long-term relationship. So he's emphasizing on that because he actually wants her to be in his life. He wants her to be in that long-term relationship. Kom wees hier rondom my. Kom wees hier rondom my. Emphasis once again with repetition. He is just, allowing her to be, or just asking her, requesting her that she should just spend time with him so that she can also learn who he is. Maybe he did something wrong, we don't know. Sometimes we all do something wrong or say something wrong, and we are judged on our actions and stuff like that. So maybe he's saying to her, just come and be around me, come find out who I am, and then you know me, right? Net as jy wil, net as jy wil. Again, there's repetition. He gives a choice here. He gives her a choice if she wants to, which means he could see in her eyes that she also regrets making this mistake of maybe breaking up or leaving his life, so to speak. But then he says, net as she will. So he's giving her that option to come and repair the damage that she has caused to herself and to their relationship. He allows her, he gives her that choice to say, if she wants to, just come back. So the repetition helps us just to emphasize on that, right? Then on the next page here, we're just going to talk about this here. It says progressie. As the poem, progressie is progression. As the poem, as we read along, we can see that it moves from vanaf haastigheid in my tot tydvat. So it moves from his hastiness into taking time, right? First there was regret, and now here there's an opportunity to fix that with time, right? So there's progression from being hasty into taking their time, right? Dan rymskema, it is a vrye vers, geen vaste rymskema nie. Geen vaste rymskema nie, which means there's no rhyme scheme. En dan die herhaling op die refrein, reg deur die gedig. beklemtoon dat hy sy tyd sal neem, geduldig sal wees. The refrain, those two lines, 1 and 2 and 7 and 8, those are called the refrain. It emphasizes that he will take his time and he will be more calm, right? More relaxed. He will take his time this time. Die herhaling bind die gedig tot 'n eenheid, so it binds the poem, right, to a unit. Then the message says, 'n verhouding is iets wat 'n mens stadig moet vat. So in our relationships, it's something that we have to take very slowly, because if you rush into a relationship, you'll end up with the wrong person. You'll end up with maybe stories of abuse, with stories of, what is this word? Okay, anyway, right? So we don't want to end up with relationships that we don't want to be in, where we are forced to do some things. Jy moet jou tyd vat om iemand te leer ken. So you must take your time. You must spend some time with that person to know exactly who this person is. If you just run into a relationship, you don't know each other, you might discover that maybe you are even dating a murderer or abuser, or things that you normally wouldn't expose yourself to. Dan jy kan nie iemand dwing om van jou te hou nie. You can't force someone to love you or like you, right? Some people are in relationships where they cannot move out of their relationship because the partner is either a male partner or the female partner is abusive or overpowering in that relationships, and force them to stay in that relationship, and they are forced and they are bound in that relationship. So you cannot force someone to love you or like you. Jy moet jouself kan wees in 'n verhouding. You must be able to be yourself. If you are not yourself, at some point, here it says, as jy jouself moet verander, gaan dit nie werk nie. Because at some point, you can only pretend for so long that you have to fit in this certain crew. But after some time, you'll fall out of that crew because you won't know, or you don't like most of the things that they do, but just because maybe they are famous or they are popular, now you have to stick with them. But it's not you, it's not in your personality. Therefore, some people, we change ourselves to adapt to fitting in. But then, as it is, as yourself moet verander, when you have to change yourself, then it won't work, because it will wear off. At some point, the old you will be exposed. And then you are just left with yourself and a lot of regret. Alright. So ja, die woorde rondom my in die gedig. Die woorde rondom my in die gedig. Right? This is be around me. Around me. Geskryf deur Dawie de Jager. This is a song that he sang to his partner that he was in a relationship with, and subsequently fell out of relationship. So, song about regret. It's a sad song. Yeah, so okay, that's the poem in a nutshell then. Thank you for joining me on my channel. Please tell a friend about this explanation. I hope it helps you. Please leave a comment as well. And then please tell a friend and subscribe. Thank you very much.